Hello to you. My name is Maria Kądzielska and this is Poland Daily Culture. And I do hope that you are eager for some pieces of art because today we still continue the interview with Małgorzata Kosiec. Thank you very much for this invitation.
Welcome again.
And we are in your studio, which looks a little bit right now like a labyrinth with a lot of big paintings. Please tell me, how do you work with such huge canvases? Because that's not easy. They are enormous.
To me, painting abstract is more difficult. One factor is that the size of the canvas that I use, because I always paint on the canvas 150 per 200 centimeters. That's the size. So it's a lot of physical work and sometimes they're very strenuous on my body. The size makes me plan everything very in advance because there's no place for any mistakes or, just doing something completely spontaneous. It's too difficult to repair it.
Yeah, I would say, what if like at the end of creating this, you make a mistake and it's like, you just throwing all of this away would be a waste.
Yeah, I have to basically, it's over because, I use acrylic paint in abstract and acrylic paint is very hard to correct. And with oil you can work for hours and then you can really do a lot of different things that...
It's flexible, more flexible.
Yes, more flexible. And acrylic, because of really fast time of drying, that sometimes I'm trying to make it longer with the different means that I use some retarders to make them more oil-like, with it in a term of working. But generally, if something doesn't work, I have to paint the painting all over again.
And how long does it take to create such kind of canvas?
Well, this is the most common question I've been asked, and I really don't know the answer. Obviously, if we want to have like a statistical amount, we can always count how many paintings do I paint a year.
Yes.
And I won't tell you that. But then you have only like a statistical amount of time, yes? I cannot, because of use of many layers of painting, and every layer needs to be completely dry.
Okay, so when you put a first layer, you need to wait until it dries, and then you put another one, yes?
Yeah, and here is the story mostly about my oil paintings, because oil, it takes forever for them to dry. And that's why I paint them usually in the summer. That's the other stuff.
And they're also contagious, are they not? I mean, oil is a little bit
Absolutely. That's why I'm working with them in my outdoor studio, and I hope we will meet there in the summer again for another program interview. Then you can see my other studio, how lovely it is in the summer.
So you have basically two lives. One is a summer life with figurative paintings in the garden, and a winter life with abstract paintings in the studio.
And exactly, that's the escape from boredom and routine for me. This change of style that I do.
So abstract art, especially, which you don't work with the model, so you don't have anyone and anyone else who would just, I would say, organize your time. So it requires, I would say, a lot of self-discipline. Simple as that.
Yes, but to me, because as I call myself natural-born figurative artist, to me painting people, it's kind of easy because I know the result. Yes, I know what That's a portrait. Doesn't matter how much I change it, I mix it, or I know how the final result needs to look like, and that's the different thing about abstract, because I have to be ready for any additional surprises, and it's a big adventure to me to paint that kind of stuff, that it's not completely predictable.
To be honest, I don't fully understand sometimes abstracts. And I do have a opinion just when it comes not to every piece of abstract art, but it's like, oh, there was an easy way out. It's like 2 squares and few draws. It's like, I could do it. Come on, like, that's not art. So is it like, that's a little bit provoking, but is it an easy way out? Is it easier? Does it require more work or less work when it comes to abstracts?
Well, in my case, it's definitely more work. and especially if we're talking about the size that I'm working with. And it's just organizing the size, this format, and composing this format takes a lot of time. And then I do, after all these layers that I construct on the canvas, I spend tremendous amount of time on so-called post-production, when I have to make sure that every detail of the painting is on the right place. I know what you're talking about, because for example, like when you put hashtag abstract art on Instagram, you have millions and millions of pieces of art that they look exactly the same, like everybody can do this. Like one person did all this, works. And also we can see movies like the dog or even elephant or monkey painting, abstract painting.
Ah, that's true.
That's in this way it's easy. It's easy. Just even a small child can, first moves of a small child. It's also abstraction.
Yes,
kind of
in this
abstraction.
movie of Lagland the Ballet, I don't know if you have seen it, but it's a child just basically forced to throw paintings like on the canvas, and it's like there's no even any concept in it. She's even forced to do it, but she gets so much money for it, and people come to watch it because they are bored, I guess.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Well, when it comes to your paintings, one can already judge even from the first look that it requires a lot of different ideas when it comes to this. So I guess there is a way of judging abstract art. Is there?
I think there are two ways of judging abstract art. First one is I would call, I don't want to use the word heart, but it's your intuition, yeah? You judge it from what kind of feelings the painting brings up in you, and how do you feel about this painting, and then you kind of put your own interpretation on the painting. And that's the first way, yes? And then the second way, and it's more complicated, and I'm talking here more about geometrical abstract. This is the logical way, mental. And then you need some preparation for that, because you need to know an art history, some theories, some testimonials of artists. Sometimes you need to know mathematical or physical theories to understand the composition, the ingredients of the ingredient of the painting. And we are not prepared for that kind of perception of art, because we are not taught in a school. That's why people think about modern art that it's so complicated, it's not for them, because at some point it needs a preparation, it needs some knowledge of art history. This way you can perceive art more deeply, if you prepare for that.
I understand. So that's an element. So you need more knowledge. On the other hand, I do like when the painting has both layers. One, the artistic way, and the other one, which requires knowledge. But that's, I would say, the personal way of judging lots of arts. Judge yourself. How do you like Małgorzata Kosiec painting? And thank you very much for being with us.